どうも、グーテモゲン R です。チキンポリス。新シリーズですね、やっていこうかと思います。はい。なんだかハードボイルドな感じがするんですけどね。ニューゲームですね。ちょっと、操作がちょろちょろっとやったんですけど、こいつに上書きしてやっていきたいと思います。はい。いかに心が破れようとしたよ、それに言いました。
I ran out to get a pack of cigarettes,
そう、これね。
but I left my wallet at home. Yeah, that's me.
何度見ても
I'm
面白い。
getting old.
ハー
My
ドボ
name
イル
is
ド
Sonny Featherland, an investigator for 20 years, and once the star of the predatory division of the Clawville Police Department, one half of the legendary Chicken Police.
チキンポリス。
But buying a pack of smokes is more than I can handle right now. Maybe I should just lay low. Yeah, I'll do that. The most colorful place in the wilderness. For all the gods, what bullshit. The last clucking color left this city years ago. And slowly I'll turn gray too.
湯が消えてしまったよってね。文字通りの意味で街から色彩が消えたのか、それともこのサニーが色がついた世界に見えなくなってしまったのかって気になる
We're
ね。
living in a vast experiment and don't even notice that everything got clucked up a long time ago. We believe in this wonderland of peaceful coexistence. Wolves and sheep, chickens and hounds. Yeah, sure. Why not? It's just ridiculous. The dog eats the chicken. It's in our nature. I'm not propping up the illusion anymore. 121 days, and it's over. Retirement.
121日で終わると。
What could possibly go wrong?
元ホテルアトラス。さてさて。お。はい。家に帰ると。
Ah, crap. My office lock is a piece of shit if a dame can pick it. She stood in the darkness. The light painted stripes on her body. It whispered secret little things that were never there in the first place. But she was no zebra. Reality was just a light switch away. Elizabeth or Charlotte? I was sure she'd have a sophisticated-sounding name. She had a bygone look in her eyes.
さて、この人は一体何なんだって話
I
な
don't
ん
even
だ
know
け
where the
ど、
key is. Whatever's inside is gonna stay there
鍵がどこにあ
forever.
るかわからない。
Just a bunch of useless crap in there.
キャラクターだけか。写真。辛い思い出。
This is one of the most beautiful memories from my old life. Before Molly left me and took our daughter.
娘と一緒に出ていたって言ってるから、奥さんに逃げられたのかな。野
The
生の紳士だ。
wild gentleman. Those guys rebuilt the city after the great fire of
ひよこの頃の俺のヒー
867.
ローだったな。
My heroes when I was a little chick.
文字通りの意味でのひよこだったんだな、多分。チキンポリスオントラック。
We used to be star cops a few
花
years
形刑事だった
ago.
と。
Tabloid press, radio interviews, and even a book series. I don't miss those days. Of course,
やっぱ有名人だったね、昔は。
M.B. Davis, the eternal
ジャズ
king
が
of
禁止されてい
jazz.
た頃。
The photo is from the days of jazz prohibition. I only heard the old man live
ハト
one
バイト目覚め
time,
た
but
時、銃もバッジもツボもなかったことはさておきって、全部失ってんじゃないか。
the good things in life don't last long.
これは何だろうね。娘の授業参観とかかな。
I promised
タイプライターいつか小説を書くって自分に誓ったんだ。
Every whiskey has this.
ウイスキーね。電話。お、かけれるね。黒電話式だね。なるほど。これはお、バッ
My
ジを
wallet and my badge. The wallet is real. The badge ain't. Chief Bloodboil took
あバッチリ偽物かい。
my last cigarette. You're lucky I don't have a light, pal.
吸いたがらないと思っていない。
She doesn't seem so dangerous that I need to grab my gun, but you know.
銃は持っといた方がいいね。明らかにやばそうな雰囲気するね。ハードボイルドだね。
Books I'm never gonna read.
ああ。古い本だけど誰も読んだことがな
My
いよと。
wife took all the good ones. She knew they'd only gathered dust here.
神
And
さん
she
が持っ
was
てった
right.
と。なるほどね。じゃあ本題に行こうか。
Who is this dame anyway?
ああ
And what the cluck is she
大
doing
晦
in
日に
my
俺のアパート
apartment
に足を
on New Year's
運んでくる
Eve?
とはどういうことだと。ああ
Let me introduce myself. My name is Deborah, Miss Deborah Ibanez.
You're
Deborah
mistaken,
Ibanez.
ma'am.
Oh, really? Please
人間の
enlighten me,
体に
Mr.
動物の頭くっ
Featherman.
つけるのや
I'm
ばい
not a
な。
private eye. I'd recommend I mean, Mr.
Marlowe.
Philmar Lowe instead of me.
別じゃ
He's a
ん。
nice
別の
guy.
私立探偵じ
Believe
ゃねえ
me,
か。
Mr. Featherland. It's not an accident I came to you.
Look, miss, I work for the police and I'm currently on leave. I couldn't accept private commissions even if I wanted to. Not even from a classy dame like you.
Am I that easy to read?
That's my job. But tell me, since you've invited yourself in, would you like a drink?
I don't usually
お
drink.
普段酒飲まないけど。
Well, I've gotta have one. And it'd be rude of me to drink alone. So, maybe some sherry?
If you insist. But bourbon, please.
Thank the wild ones. That's all I have.
めっちゃ酒飲みやねえか、バーボンって。
So,
はあ。あ、話を聞こうかと。ああ、カットでしょった。チリン。なるほどね。ああ、手帳。十字左で手帳だね。動物。デボラ・イバネス。はあ、インパラか。使い走りやっているとかくなる女だが、特に裕福な家や権力のある実質の出身というわけではなさそうだと。ほう。ここは昔はいい場所だったんだがな。今では誰が先に腐れに飲まれるかの競争だと。とりあえずホテルの勝ちだが、俺もそう遠くはないと。はあ、今住んでるとこだね、ホテルアトラスっていうのは。元ホテルって言ってたから。チキンポリスは名の知れた刑事庭組である。ああ、サニー・フェザーランドとマーティー・マクチキン。マーティー・マクチキン、言い方だがいいな。はいはいはい。血の大晦日と呼ぶ事件を担当したことで名声を得たと。はあはあはあ。乱闘事件がきっかけでその伝説に終止符が打たれると。黒ビル、ああ、なるほどね。この辺は、まあって感じかな。おお。ひよっこ。本当にひよっこなんだよな。ああ、持ち物見れる。
I haven't dusted you off.
お前が必要になりそうだと。
Ironic, but... Oh,
世話
man.
ち。さあ、デボラに話を
It's a
聞こう
very strange
か。
matter.
あら。
That's better. Now, if I understand correctly, your mistress is receiving threats. What kind of threats exactly?
It's a very strange
脅
matter.
迫を受けてる。
First, there were letters. Then it came printed on a wine bottle's label, sent as a gift. Then carved into a brick, thrown through the window. And finally, they painted it on the wall of the house in giant red letters.
I think it's time to dig a little deeper. If you don't mind, I'd like to ask you some routine questions.
Please, that's why I'm here.
尋問ができる。質問。はいはいはい。ああ、相手が怪しいかどうかそこに注目しようと。この男は怪しい。俺は怪しいぞ。お前なんてお前は怪しいんだ。いや、その三段論法はおかしいよね。はいはいはい。日照を集めようと。怪しい。まあ、質問してどういう、質問が追加されていく感じだね。刑事メーターは自分がうまくいっているかどうか教えてくれる小強い方だと。ほうほうほう。なるほどね。刑
I
事っぽ
must
く
be
ってことね。
cautious and smart. This dame seems shy, which I can use to my advantage. But I must be careful about what I say to her, or I could scare her off. Let's start gently, and when the time comes,
本当
we
に
can
宿
go
り
in
なんだよな。
hard.
君は一体何者なのかな、まだ。
Who exactly are you, ma'am?
I'm not somebody important, Mr. Featherland.
You're important enough to deal with such a delicate matter, right?
I carry out the wishes of my employer, nothing more. This means simple paperwork, most of the time.
You've been thrown into deep water, sweetheart. Tell me, can you even swim?
Believe me, this is just as unpleasant for me as it is for you, if not even more.
疑り深い感じか。じゃああんまり印象とかっていうのは特にこう見れたりするわけじゃないんだね。どの辺に住んでるのかな。自信があまりなさそうだねか。引っ込み思案で疑り深いからあんまり個人情報を引かない方がいいのかと。
You're not very
自信
confident.
がなさそうだ
Are you sure
ね。
you're
大丈夫
all
かい
right?
Yes.
おう
Excuse me. I'm just a bit nervous. I've never done anything like this before.
Breaking into the apartments of strangers isn't that big a deal. Some people do it as a hobby.
さ言い方。
Please don't make fun of me, Mr. Featherland. This is hard for me as it is.
You're right. Sorry.
あ、マイナスになった。ここまで一頭できたの君だけね。
Did you come alone? All by yourself?
I took the subway, then the tram, and then I walked. It wasn't easy to find this place. And to be honest, I had to be discreet.
タクシーとか使えなかったって
Well,
こと
I
か。
think I'm starting to get the picture.
This is quite unpleasant for me.
若干日本語訳が。なぜ君が俺を訪ねてきたんだい？どうして君の雇い主が直接来ないのかなってとこかな。恐れがあると。何を目当てに来たのか自分で分かっているかと。
Do you even know what you want?
I'm very sorry, Mr. Featherland. I thought
What? You come in here.
I'm making you drink.
Well, okay, sweetheart.
I'm sorry I
君はしてなかった
wasted your.
ああ、めっちゃ下がった。
Why did you come to visit me?
Hi, hi.
Why not your employer herself?
My
Hi,直接来ないの
employer
か
is
い
Miss
と。
Natasha
私はキャッツエ
Katsenko.
コ。
She hasn't been leaving her home lately, only if she really has to.
家出ないよ。
How so?
なんで
Miss Natasha is afraid. She's scared because of those unwanted messages, and everyone knows who she is.
So she's that kind of woman.
I don't know what you mean.
Of course you do, Deborah. Thank you, by the way. We're finally getting somewhere. We avoided the point long enough. Deborah's hiding something, no question. Let's focus on that.
何かを隠している。一体全体何を期待して俺に会いに来たんだ。君は俺に何を期待しているんだ。ちょっと分かりづらいのよね。わざとだと思わないが俺をからかってるのかい。
I'm sure it's not intentional, but
I'm not sure I understand you, Mr. Featherland.
cut the crap, Deborah. You're a pretty smart girl, and you can't hide that no matter how hard you try. But ever since we've been talking, I couldn't force one single straight answer out of you. I'm starting to think I'm terrible at what I do.
I'm sorry, Mr. Featherland, you're right. I'll try to be more straightforward next time.
お
I
さらに答え
appreciate
てくれ
that,
ると。
ma'am.
なるほど。こう厄介事に陥ってるのかい。焦点を当てようかな。
Are you in some sort of jam?
Nothing of the sort. There are simply things.
Then you're wasting my time.
I trust your instincts. You'll manage it.
Yeah,
そうできれば
and I have no other choice, right?
To be honest, no, Mr. Featherland. Not really.
ほう非力無力だと感じたことは。
Have you ever felt truly vulnerable?
Honestly, very often, Mr. Featherland.
Great, because
Great.
that's exactly how I feel right now, Deborah.
I'm sorry if it's too unpleasant for you. but we had no one else to turn to.
You know, I get that a lot, and it never ends well.
Do you like happy endings?
Not in books or movies, but in real life it would be nice for a change. But this is Clawville. Not many happy endings around here.
I knew you were romantic at heart.
If what's between me and my whiskey could be called romance, then yes, maybe a little.
ねえ、デボラ、君のことを信じるべき理由があるのかなと。何か隠しようとしている。白状する気がないならこれ何の意味かと。
Tell me, Deborah, why should I believe you at all?
Because my mistress trusts you.
Should that be enough?
If you really like what she thinks you are, then yes.
Damn, what can I say to that?
Look, I didn't mean to back you up against the wall.
You have a way with words, sweetheart. Did you ever want to be a cop?
No, not for the world.
Smart answer.
正直に言ってくれ。何をそんなに恐れているんだ。
Be honest and tell me what you're so afraid of.
You know, Mr. Featherland, my mistress's partner is Hobart Wessler. Or as most people know him,
Ibn Wessler, the kingpin.
ギャングのボスの愛人ってことか。このデボラの
so you get it
主人
now.
は。
The secrecy.
To put it mildly, I think I understand it all. Wessler. This little piece of the puzzle changes everything.
それは確かに大変なことになるわ。お、錆びついた刑事。悪くはないが別段良くもない。ルーキーなら取るかもしれないが、お前ならもっとやれるはずだろ。しっかり集中しろ。さらにしっかりしてあらゆる手がかりに神経を尖らせろと。なるほどね。錆びついてんな。焦点の精度 40%。なるほどね。
Why don't you take it to the police? Just go there and file a report. Photos, flashing lights, fingerprints. You know the drill. The evidence is very clear. Even a moderately talented detective could easily wrap this case up. Or just try the phone. 555-111.
Please, take a look at this.
Well, okay. Let's see.
なんだ物をもらったのかな。これは違うか。こっちか。チラシだね。I know. マリー。読めねえ。
I know Molly very well.
か。
Please note this when deciding whether or not to accept my assignment. Miss Ibanez is a trusted friend. Treat her as gentleman.
モリってサニーの奥さんから出ていった奥さんだね。
I felt like I'd been hit on the back of my head with a blackjack. Reality tilted. Molly. Good gods. What was her name doing there? I glanced at the opposite wall with the well-worn picture frames. Like an eternally dark hole in the wall. A missing piece. She was wearing a light silk dress and singing a lullaby. The waves caressing her beautiful long legs. Why Molly? Why now?
確かになんでモリーの話かって感じだね。
Mr. Featherland?
ギャングの愛人から。
Santino, are you all right?
What the hell is this supposed to mean?
I don't know anything, Mr. Santino. My mistress told me to give this to you. She said you'd understand. Don't you?
Oh, of course I understand, Miss Ibanez. I get it very well. But this case is becoming more and more confusing. It's starting to look like blackmail.
Blackmail?
Don't play innocent with me.
まあ脅迫だよな。
All right. When can I visit?
Visit? Me?
Not you, Miss Katsenko.
キャッツセン
Oh,
コの方だ
yes.。You can find her at the Tsar Club.
Didn't you tell me she's not the social kind? That she's especially unsociable? Or does she only like loud and crowded clubs?
No,
確
she's
かにまあ
really
怖く
not
て
like
ね
that.
外に出れないっつって
But
たけどな。
she owns the place.
たらはあ
Judging by the flyer, it must be a very busy club, especially on New Year's Eve, right?
I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding Miss Katsenko, but there's One small problem, Mr. Featherland.
Let me guess. Mr. Wessler better not know about my visit.
Exactly. How did you know?
20 years experience, ma'am. Oh, and please, call me Sonny.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Sonny.
I'll talk about the rest with Ms. Katsenko in person. A good friend of mine would be happy to take you home if you'd like.
I'd appreciate that, Sonny.
OK。新しい個体情報。動物。こっちかね。ルシー・ヘイワース。俺の喋るとともる癖がある。ルイスはかつて映画を誇っていたホテルアトラスのオーナーであり、俺の旧友でもあると。で、今この大きなホテル、元ホテルの中に住んでるのは3人とこのルイスだけってことなのね。ギャングのクソ野郎でもある。電話番号は555-932。かけてみるか、じゃあ。ちょうど電話あるしね。555-932。5の、9、3の2。もしもしつって、黒電話の書き方は。
Hey, Lewis. Am I bothering you?
今時わかんねえな。どうした、サニー。じゃなかった。ルイスか。
Could you come over? I've got a favor to ask if you're not busy.
For you, anything. Just a minute.
ルイスいいやつなのかな。
Lewis arrived a few minutes later. He lived in the rooms above, so it wasn't difficult getting here. Not to mention that he's a rabbit. It was a quick hop. The Atlas Hotel was his inheritance. It was once a well-renowned place, but not anymore. The good old rabbit. I can always count on him, even on New Year's Eve. Thanks for being so quick, Lewis. Can you drive Miss Ibanez home? I have some things to take care of.
Of course, Sonny. You know, anything for you.
Thank you for being so considerate, Sonny. I appreciate it.
Don't mention it.
Goodbye, then.
So long, Deborah. Before I visit the club, I have to take a detour. I've got a feeling that this case is going to be a one-man job. And there's only one bird in this city I can trust. My ex-partner, Marty. He's going to be at the station. I can only hope he'll be willing to talk to me.
Okay.
Just a bunch of you.
マップは上か。はいはい。メインシーン、ストーリー進めてくれると。本編をクリアするにはメインシーンを全て突破しなければならないと。なるほどね。これはメインシーン。さあ。ドゥンドゥンドゥン。いいね。音楽いい。はいはいはい。ハードボイルドだ。
But still, it didn't feel any different. Every day was the same. And the 121 days I had left till my retirement seemed like an eternity. When I look out the window of the hotel room I call home, I see the same thing every day. A woman in a red nightgown dances slowly in circles to smooth music. The 9 o'clock show, with a glass of cheap bourbon and the red gown with the silent music. In the meantime, the proud city of Clawville is slowly eating itself alive. And we're still here, with nothing left to lose but our sanity, while others, the smart ones, had already gone. Molly. Does her name really upset me this much? All those years of solitude, and I still jump without question every time I hear it. And then there's Marty, my ex-partner, who hates me. But I know I have to speak with him, no matter what. Why do I feel like the past is watching me, on this goddamn night.
チャプター1。ほー、いいですね。
I knew where to find Marty. At the station, we'd always draw straws about holiday duty. Marty never joined in. He always took the New Year's Eve shift, even though he had someone to go home to. I understood. 10 years ago, we survived the night the press called the Bloody New Year. Forgotten by Clawville, but not by us. We both left parts of ourselves behind that night. Every time this poster disappears, good old Blood Boil puts it right back immediately. I tore it down at least 3 times already.
3回もレベルしてたんで。サニー何やってんだよって。
Back in the day, I used to patrol the city's streets in one of the.
これはパトカーとかしか見れないね。視点入れとかできるけど、弾痕がある。
This happened when that old bloodhound, Blood Boil, was promoted to chief of police.
部長。ブラッドボイルっていう
The
のが。
Castilia clan thought this would frighten the old hound, but they were. Retaliation came the next morning. Raids on 4 warehouses, a dozen bad guys dead, and twice as many busted. Nobody messed with old Blood Boil after that, or Chief Marrowbone, as they call him around here.
ブラッドボイルがそういうでかい取り物をしたってことだ
Could have
ね。
been fixed up ages ago, but it was the chief's explicit demand not to. They can say a lot of things about the old hound, but he's got a sense of drama for sure. Could have been fixed up ages ago.
なるほどね。フィリス。
Phyllis and Roy's. 2 hedgehogs with an arrogance typical of novice cops. They're as prickly as they look. The bullet hole in my crest is worth more than these 2 combined.
言い方よ。
Tough luck, boys. I may not be on duty, but I'm still a cop, just like you. Well, more than you.
Hey, you don't have to be so peckish, old bud. By the way, you're on luck. Blood Boil's not in tonight. Malloy is in charge.
マロイが代理。
Oh, gods. That clumsy buffalo is here tonight. If he doesn't end up in a cell again, he's lucky.
You got it.
You looking for Marty, eh?
I see you're still the brains around here, Phyllis. Yeah, I'm looking for Marty. Birds of a feather flock together.
I see you're still the funny guy around here. You'll find the giant feather duster at the shooting range. As always.
Hey, Royce. I'm telling you this because maybe you'll be able to understand. If this prickly shithead makes another racist remark, I'll strangle him with his own raincoat.
I'd love to see that.
Hey, whose side are you on, you jerk?
こいつらもいいキャラしてんな。さあ、入り口で入ってて。
Here we are again, Clawville Police Department.
カルト教団の秘密の
I've
国
never
だと
been
思った。
good at history, but if I'm not mistaken, this place has been a church, a hospital, and even some insane cult's secret hideout over the years. Marty drinks this shit. I've never tried it, but I...
毒なんで毒を売ってるわけがなっていう話もあるけど、モニカ。
Monica Rosen. Receptionist in theory, but in reality, she's doing literally everything around here. Like the beating heart of the PD. She's too good for this.
女性なんだね。
Hey, Boss Bird. What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be celebrating somewhere?
Every day's a holiday since I got out of here.
I can tell. But what are you doing here? Are you here for a file? You know, I'm a little busy right now.
Yeah, you could look after a few things for me, but first I'd like to talk to Mr. Big Beak McChicken himself. Those 2 prickly...
Like always. And if he carries on like that, he's gonna use up all our ammo. So it would be nice if you drag him out of there. You know how this day is for him.
For him?
You know I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, I know. Thank you, darling.
Don't mention it, Boss Bird.
honor, strength, unity.
力、団結。
For the love of the wild.
もっと9番射撃場ジャーディン
Officer Jardine. They say she's clever, smart, and dangerous. We need more of her kind. I'm really not in the mood to meet Deputy Malloy. One of Blood Boyle's favorites. Mainly
バークマン巡査のねボスコ
Detective Chow Hound Bosco. He thinks he's a real alpha, but nah.
Holy wild ones, look what the cat dragged in.
Hello to you too,
腕からちゃんと
Bosco.
すげえ毛生え
I
て
see you're busy as always.
I've been sniffing around one of the rundown joints. You know how it goes. And boom, this son of a lizard comes flying out the window. I didn't know the lizards could fly.
I'm still a cop for another 121 days, Bosco. It's as unpleasant to me as it is to you.
All right. No need to bite. I wasn't trying to mess with you. You have Moses and Plato for that. And of course, Blood Boil.
Let's hope I won't run into any of them tonight.
Looking for Marty, eh? Ever since you left, he's kind of lost. He's trying to hide it, but he's not the same bird.
Well, I don't think we'll have a teary reunion, thinking about how we parted.
Let me give you some advice, Sonny. Let him rage. He'll be the same after that. Anyway, he was the one that shot you, right? You should be mad, not him.
It's not that simple, Bosco, but we'll see how he reacts. Thanks anyway.
No worries, pal.
ボスコちょっといいやつだねでこの特定のおじいちゃんは
Poor old lizard. You've seen... Mort, you scabbiest beast. What the hell did you do?
Morty to you, sonny boy. Everything's fine. There was just a bit of trouble in the bar, and someone got knocked on the head with a glass. It wasn't my fault. I'm as blind as a bat, am I right?
Did that ever bother you, Morty?
Listen, sonny boy. Go tell them to leave me alone, eh?
悪いことは
It's New Year's Eve, after
そんなに
all.
悪いことはってどういうこと
Where's your little lapdog to get you out of this mess? Is that little pimp of a midget still sniffing around you?
付き人がいるんだね
Jesse is a good boy, sonny. And he's good to me, believe me.
Oh, God, spare me the details. When will you finally realize that little shit's been using you?
Oh, of course he's using me. What could a pretty boy like him want from this old monster, eh? Still, son...
Even you deserve better, pal. By the way, you look horrible, even for yourself.
寂
Are
しい
you
老人
feeling
の
okay?
心につけに
Well,
か
I'm not what I used to be. But neither are you, judging from your voice. But I'm seeing a doctor, sonny boy. I really am. Are you?
Don't need to, Mort. I'm fine. Anyway, if Bubo prescribed you something, don't even think about taking it.
何か処方されても飲むじゃな
I
いぞ
don't
と
talk to that insane owl.
Damn right.
Please, say something on my behalf, okay? I really don't have time for this
みんな
detective
バッファロー刑事嫌いすぎやろ
Hey, careful with that. Buffalo Malloy is the chief today.
like I care.
I'll try to speak for you, but keep it down till then, okay? You don't need this shit, and I don't need it either.
Sonny boy, you've always been a...
More like a clucking pigeon.
平和な象徴ってかさて射撃場へ
This is gonna be a hard ride. Last time we saw each other, he had a smoking gun in his hand, and I was bleeding. I don't know how we can get past that, but it's worth a try.
なるほどねもしかしたらマクチキに撃たれたかもしれないとマーティまあ今回はここまでかなマーティのところに会いにまで来たんでねいやハードボイルドのねハードボイルドなサニーとちょっと血気盛んなマーティって感じになるのかな OK じゃあ次回はこの続きからですね、やっていきたいと思いますはいではさらば